This is the routine video for August 14th. And the first thing we're going to introduce students to today is a counting rope. And the second grade counting rope looks like this. It has 30 beads on it. And the first thing I always do when I introduce the counting rope to students is I talk through etiquette with them. When we're dealing with a counting rope, what the students need to always do is there's an end that has a loop that they can put on their wrist, and they always need to put it on the wrist of the hand that they do not write with. So I am right-handed, so I put it on my left wrist. The next thing you can do with students, give them a little time to play, of course, but have them move those beads around and talk through, well, how many beads are on the counting rope? Another thing to point out to students that they might not grasp automatically, there's a reason for this pattern that's on the counting rope. Well, look, it goes 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And so then students would be able to know if I've got a group of that color, that's going to be 5. So even to find out how many beads are on this rope, I could say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Other things that I like to do with students are, if we're using calendar, let's count to today. So today's the 14th, so let's get out our counting rope. I wonder where we'll end up. I wonder 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I bet we're going to have that be our last bead and one red left over. But let's see if we're right. All right, ready? We're going to count to 14. Everyone needs to do this at the same time and go slow. 1, and have a student show you their 1. 2, 3. If students aren't following along, again, feel free to slow down. This is a learning day for how to use this tool. If students aren't being appropriate with it, you could also, of course, take it away. So we're at 3, 4, 5. We want to pull them all the way over. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, August 14th, and we pulled 14 over. Was our prediction correct? Sure was. I wonder how many are left, because this was 14, but there's 30 altogether. How could I find that quickly? 5, 10, 15, 16. So those are the kind of questions that you can ask students. Another thing that's really powerful is for them to count backward. And so getting our counting rope back to normal, we would start at 14 and say 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, take your time, go slow with this. This is a brand new tool, and more than anything, we want students using it correctly so that they get used to having that conversation. Another thing you can do with this routine is on the calendar, I have a picture of a trapezoid on the 14th. Talk to students about what they notice about that. What is that shape called? Oh, it's a trapezoid. Many of them don't know that. Also ask them things like, how many sides does it have? 4. Oh, okay. 4-sided shape. That's also a quadrilateral. How many angles does it have? 4. So kind of use your judgment on time, but you could certainly also talk to students about this shape, a trapezoid. Ask them questions like, do they know other shapes with 4 sides, other quadrilaterals? Just talking through those together as time allows. I'd spend about 15 minutes on this part of the routine. And then the next part is our drill. And today, what we're going to do is use some random number music to get kids just kind of used to using this particular type of worksheet. And so we're going to play numbers I hear, and they need to practice recording those numbers quickly and accurately. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. We're just going to today use numbers 0 through 9. And students will need to correct any numbers that maybe they write backwards, things like that. So here's our song. I can choose any apple I want to write that 5 in. And you would just go through, I'm not going to continue to play the music, but go through that till they've filled all of their apples. When they're finished, what you can do is hand them a number line, or you can check this yourself. And let's say that a student did a backward number. Maybe they did a 3 that way. You would erase that number and have them rewrite it. A lot of times what I'll do is if a student wrote it incorrectly, they truly don't know how to write it. So what you could do is, if you had erased that one, I'm going to use a different apple, but you could write the 3 here, and that way they've got a place they would write their own 3 here. But they've got a model right there ready for them to see, so they're not even having to go visually up and down on the page. That is the routine for today. And more than anything, we're going slow to go fast later and getting kids used to these couple of regular practices.